And we're live.
It's getting so easy.
Yeah, I believe we're live. Let's just pretend we are live.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, Melissa.
I'm Sally. And for some reason, there we go. Now we're for sure live. I am very happy to welcome you to, I don't know how many soul sessions this is, but we've been at it for a little while, at least 6 or 7 of them, right?
Something like that. It's definitely been a few months.
Yeah, it has. And I'll tell you, in case you guys don't know me, I am Sally, and I manipulate energy and can see energy across space and time. And I can see what energy does inside your body or doesn't do. And Melissa, what do you do?
Well, what I do is I help you get to the core of what you really want to do and be in your life. And I help you doing that by discovering your truth through a daily mindset and daily yoga practice.
Yes, and it does help. You know, if you get a rhythm and you get a structure, which I think is hilarious because when Melissa doesn't have her rhythm and structure,
It's true.
we aren't going to talk about that.
You really get used to it, and it helps you to really uncover what's going on in your body and your mind and your spirit in your life, and how to either keep it or get rid of it if it works or if it doesn't.
Which is perfect about what we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're talking about today is sometimes we feel a big feeling and we're not sure exactly what to do with it, so we don't feel it.
Yep.
And it happens more when we're little, but when we're grown-up adults, it happens too. But what we don't realize is what that does to the other human beings around us.
Yes, this is true.
And Melissa's got a nice example.
Yeah, so this came to me earlier in the week when I noticed that one of my adult children, she was having to make a big decision about college and leaving and when not to leave, coronavirus and those type of things.
And it was a big feeling.
And her emotions were swirling, and I could tell she was uncomfortable and, going through something, but she didn't discuss it or explain it or anything. And we noticed that the two younger children were acting cuckoo. Yes, they were off the charts, and we couldn't, I just thought that it was just, the new environment. And as soon as the adult child was able to come to a decision and release her emotions and feel better, her whole face and experience and life, everything changed about her. I could tell she was happy, she was moving different, speaking different, acting different. I said, I think that what you've been going through is affecting these little people. And she was like, nah, not really. And when the two babies woke up from their nap, they were totally different children. And she came to me and said, wow, I think they were feeling what I was going through because these kids are different now that I'm feeling better. I said, see, I told you. And, I wanted her to feel that experience for herself. I didn't want to just tell her because, it's different when someone tells you, especially a parent. And when you actually see it and experience it and live it for yourself and watch it unfold in front of you.
So let's think about this in the modern day world. When you're a parent and you're in the trenches, the way I call it, in the trenches, when you're having child warfare going on and you're fighting for your world. And in this particular day and time, it ratchets up just a little tiny bit. It's a little tiny bit more stress because of pandemic season.
Yes, pandemic season.
Yes. And so let's think about how when you walk into your kitchen and you're not talking or sharing, even with teenage children, you're not talking or sharing, or you're not saying like, I am feeling pressure, worry, fear, and you're holding it inside your body. I want you to notice how things seem to stack up in the negative department in your life, how the kids are acting out, how they're pushing on your last nerve, how you end up fighting with your husband.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
It is. And, remember that day when you and your husband had a rare fight? And it is rare with these two, even though she says it is, and it is.
We don't fight.
No, you don't. But he was feeling a kind of way and it was affecting you.
Absolutely. Every single time. If he feels anything, then it definitely affects me. And even, with the teenagers, if I'm feeling some type of way, um, they definitely will feel it from me, and their whole day is different.
Completely.
Come home with a bad grade or something that they haven't said. It's the unspoken emotion, the not talking about it, the holding on to it and stuffing it, that I could be wrong. I feel like it magnifies it.
It does make it worse. And children who have anxiety are frequently bothered by the unspoken emotions of their other family members.
Yeah, because they're probably not really going through anything. They're children.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
And what are they so worried about? It's because they're picking up the feelings of this world is not right, but they can't visually pinpoint what's going on.
Yes, because they know my diaper's being changed, or I'm eating every meal, and I'm being walked, and what could possibly be wrong? You're a toddler or whatever. And usually what they're doing is they're attempting to process the emotions of someone else, or they're just feeling it and they don't know why.
Your child has done that on many occasions.
I know. Yeah.
How many times you call me up and you say, my child has opinions? And I'm like, I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah, you warned me of the child's opinions, and she definitely loves to express her emotions. And if someone else is having some kind of emotional something, she'll let me know. And especially now, being that we have another toddler in the house, 3-year-old, and this child has seen more things and done more things and definitely taken on a lot more energy. She's had some very different experiences. Heaven picks up on it. Yeah, the baby definitely picks up on the other child's unspoken emotions, and they kind of they bounce off each other. I've had moments where one will start crying, and because one is crying, the other one will cry, and then they'll both cry, and neither one of them actually know why they're crying.
The joys of trench child warfare. Yes.
Who wants to cry after that?
Yeah, mommy needs wine.
something to because then now I'm feeling their emotions, and I have to release that and express that.
So what we want people to know about this, it's not because it's a funny story, because it is a funny story, but it isn't a funny story, is this is how we create our world. We can't say my teenager's getting on my last nerve. No, really what's going on is I am feeling uncertainty and fear. This young tweener is picking up on it and pressuring me back with it.
Yeah, and reflecting it back on me, my own stuff.
Yeah, and that's how they get on your nerve. It's exactly how they do it.
And it's funny, when I learned that about my son, who's now older and moved out, our relationship became so much more peaceful. Because I was not, giving him the energy that I was feeling about, his experiences in school or this or that, because he probably could have cared less, but my feelings about it made him feel some kind of way about it. And then we're going in this vicious circle.
And then he's going to push back. And that's exactly what happens on most levels. So let's share with the class how you changed that energy, because this is what they're waiting to hear.
Well, number one, whenever there is an unspoken emotion for anything, the first thing is awareness. You always have to become aware first that there's even something there that you're not dealing with. I'm angry, I don't know why. I don't feel good, I don't know why. You
got to put a name to it. You got to put, I am feeling blank.
Yes.
And there are lists of emotions online that you can get. You can go, okay, well, it's this, or this. And tag us, and I'll send you a copy if that's what'll help. Tag in this.
Yeah, because most of us don't even know how to identify emotions, because we were never taught to identify emotions. For some of us, I can't speak for everyone, but we were taught wait, you hold on to those emotions because we don't want to know that you have emotions. you
Yeah,
know, you stop crying, stop feeling, don't do that feeling thing when we're feeling beings, by the way, and so we don't even know what these emotions are. We know angry, frustrated, but we don't know the rest of the emotions on that list because they just don't resonate with us. Who taught us those emotions? How
nobody.
to teach a toddler emotions when you don't know your own emotions? Trust me, I've tried. What emotion are you having? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. And of course, so the trick is to just first become aware that emotions are there that don't feel good, essentially. These emotions, this is not how I want to feel right now. And whatever this feeling is, I'm now aware of it.
Also, if you live alone and you walk over and you for some reason you're materializing in front of the refrigerator, you have to ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling right now?
That's a good place to go. Or even to the bottom.
Yeah.
What emotion is causing me to grab this bottle right now without
what
thinking
am I feeling
before I grab this bottle?
So it happens with us. That's how we create our life, by holding on to these emotions. And so continue with the story. What did you do to change it with your son?
So with my son, what did I do? I recognized the story that I was telling myself that was even creating the emotion, because the emotion was based on a false story, at least in this case. And then once I could become aware, okay, this story is not serving me, it's not serving him. How can I create a story that works? And then
your life was rough till you changed that story. It was rough at your house.
No, and we are just like the best of friends now. Even then when it was rough, we were still the best of friends. He's always kind of been, my hanging partner, but it became easier once I realized that the story did not necessarily have to hold any weight. It's just a story. And, this is what I'm always telling people in my mastermind group is, what are the stories that you're telling yourself that are holding you back? Everything goes back to a belief, a story, a situation that is probably not even relevant. It's something that someone told your parents, and then your parents told you, and then you're sitting here telling your kid, and you're like, wait, do I even care about that? Is that even really a thing? And now here I am having emotions about it, and we're going back and forth, and this is not even a real thing.
It's not even a real thing. Now, if you think about this, most of the stuff that gets in our way is some sort of story that our ego has created about something that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
And so, and interesting, my guides were telling me this last night for some untold reason in the middle of the night. They said, if you're not sure what to do, don't ask your head. It doesn't know.
That's interesting. It's funny. It's so true, because at least for me, my head does not stop.
Your head doesn't know. What part knows?
My heart, clearly.
Bingo.
You got to go to the heart.
You got to go.
That's where I go for my intuition is, all right, what does my heart want? Or, what feels good? Because
back to emotions.
The head will get you in trouble every time.
So that story that you're working so hard to maintain and feeling any kind of way about, and then not sharing that feeling with the world, you're walking through this world vibrating that story of something you don't want, and you wonder why life keeps throwing crap at you. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah, and I think, sometimes people don't understand, why this happens or what this means. So you just brought up a valid point, it's the energy of it that you're putting out there that you're getting back. The energy is everywhere.
It's just like Pigpen, walking through wherever you go, you're feeling. So like, say you're in an apartment and that adult was having a big problem. And so she had a big field of problems. No wonder those toddlers were picking it up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And once the energy and the emotion changes, then believe it or not, the world around you changes. Even if that person that you're around, even if they have their own stuff, their own issues, the fact that you have now changed and picked up and your energy is lighter, then they will now feed off of your lighter energy.
That's it. That's it. That's it 100%. If you want a relationship to change, the person you have to change is this one.
Yes, it's true all the time. All
Every
the time.
time.
I know, and sometimes I feel like I do this too much, but it's just what I've now come to do and live by. But if there's something not right in a relationship or a situation or anything in my life, I always say, what did I do? Where is my energy? What do I believe about this? How is this my, you know what I mean? And not necessarily my fault, but more so,
How is this my creation?
exactly. Everything is a creation.
Mhm.
And, you know, that brings us back to why Sally and I do this every Sunday is because we want people to realize that they can create whatever they want just by really discovering the underlying truth of what you believe and what you do and what you think and your emotions. Like, this is how we create our world.
And that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, this is how we create our world. And, you know, I have created some really amazing things in my life. And I've also created some really poo-poo things in my life. Like, this is called life.
It is.
But because I'm aware of it, I can change it. I can flip-flop.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's not so much as being mindful and living in the present moment. It's just understanding the very, very simple law of cause and effect. That's all it is. It's just that is what we're talking about today, the universal law of cause and effect. So when you have an unmoving feeling, it creates, say, a note. It'll create a field, an energy. And if it stays there stuck, eventually it creates sort of a day, you know, your day goes south. And if it stays there even longer, then it could create a temperament of being like a butthead. And if it stays there even longer, it becomes your habit. And then it can become your disease.
Yeah.
And that's where I get to meet people, is when it got that far. And it's been in there for that long. So we're up here saying, y'all don't have to make it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Exactly.
catch it. Notice.
Yeah. Just notice.
Just
When-
notice.
When my son was younger, I used to make him, poor kid, recite every day. You know, remember your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Remember your words, for they become your actions. Remember your actions, for they become your habits. And be careful of your habits, because it is your destiny. So it's like, whoa, really? All because it all started here in my thoughts, or parallel that with emotions
Or beliefs.
or beliefs. And you know, it's so true. What you believe, it creates these habits. And you know, the habits are centered around something that you believe for a really long time. And you think it's just the way it is, but no, it's just the way you believe.
And it could not, and here's the funny part, sometimes it's not even your freaking belief.
It usually isn't. Someone told you to believe it. Probably.
Somebody told you to believe it.
Someone told you to believe it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these beliefs might be good for you and they might work for you.
Like,
Some,
be kind. That's a good belief. Be kind.
it works. It works. But some people don't believe that. So they might want to check, why is that not important to be kind? Why do I treat people this way?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, all these things are just bringing you back to how to create a life that you're happy with. How to
Yes.
create a life where you are pain-free, disease-free. You're doing what you want to do every day. You are experiencing, you know, just an amazing existence, you know, and the way to do that is uncover all these little things that get you to where you are, and all these little things that make you not like what is.
And when you feel stuck, good darn chance you are. So the first thing to ask yourself is what am I feeling?
Yeah.
Where am I stuck?
Yeah.
Because you really, really don't have to be.
Yeah.
That's our message for today. Whatever it is you want, even if you think you're stuck, there's always going to be a way around it.
Yeah. It's true. And you just have to figure out what that way is. Now, it is true that Sally and I have been doing this a while. So we kind of have a way of figuring these things out fairly easily.
But we're here to help you if you need help.
Exactly. That was my point. You know, because yeah, people call me and they're like, you know, hey, I had this thing, and I'm like, oh, you know, did you hear what you just said? And they're like, oh, I didn't even realize I believe that. I'm like, well, you just said it to me. I didn't know you believed that until you said it. So, you know, and Sally, the way she does it is she just looks at you and says, oh, I know all this about what you've been through in your life, and this is what you believe. And you're like, wow, how'd you know that? She's like, I just know things.
And also, I want to remind you, today and tomorrow is the very last day to get the super discounted 6-session package. So if you're feeling autoimmune, if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling lost, I highly recommend that you grab that package now, because come tomorrow evening, it's gone forever. It will not be there available. I will no longer, the package will be there, but it's going to be considerably more expensive.
And it's different. You're changing how you do
I'm
things.
changing it to focus specifically on people who have been stuck for such a long time and believe things for such a long time that their body has created an autoimmune situation. Because their body first starts whispering, and then it starts screaming. And then by the time you get to autoimmune disorder, it's trying to kill you.
Oh,
Yeah, I've had autoimmune. It's no fun.
my son had autoimmune when he was young.
Because he was processing stuff he couldn't process.
Yeah.
Until you figured out not to feel that kind of way around it.
Is that what happened? Maybe
yes.
It was, so it was the daily practice. And so this goes back to our original point.
Yay!
I changed and he got rid of his autoimmune. I thought it was because we were pumping him with green stuff, but I guess it was just because I was feeling better.
And he has always tried to heal you. So he was taking on your stuff, which is why we started this Soul Sunday to begin with.
Yeah.
If you're not letting go of however way you're kind of feeling, which you did, and he got better.
Yeah. And you know what? This was so many years ago. You know, I've been through so many different transitions over time since then. I feel bad for him because he was like the tester, and now I've got the baby, and you know, I learned all these things from him, and now she gets the benefit of all our trial and error with my oldest. So, but yeah,
you don't have to feel bad for him. Let him go, because you know what? He's an incredible human being, and the best is yet to come.
He really is, and I'm extremely proud of him. And the wonderful.
Plus, he's really cute.
He is. He always has been. He is. I have cute kids. I don't know what that's about.
You're lucky.
It happens. But aside from the cute kids, the whole point was, if you change your energy, then you can really affect the world around you. And
your own world.
Yeah, you can, and your own world. And, you know, the world around you is a reflection of who you are. You ever notice that there are people that sometimes when you come around them, you can feel really terrible. But this person, they're so happy and their energy is so uplifting that when you come around them, you have no idea, but it just happens, you know, automatically. You're like, wow, I feel better. Hey, how are you? You know, I feel good. It's so good to see you. That person just makes you feel so good. And then there's the opposite of that. You have that person where, oh God, do I have to be around you today? You see how my whole body language changed? You know, that's how that person, their energy feels when you're in their presence. And, you know, that's what we do to people based on.
But we're not blaming or shaming. We're just simply asking you to notice.
Not blaming or shaming.
We just want you to notice that what you put out is based on what goes on here, and you got control over it, believe it or not.
The point is to understand why this is happening. Not to say, hey, it's your fault, you make me feel this way, but just understand that the energy that we're putting out there, what we're holding on to, are stuck emotions or energy, or even our happy emotions or energy, is clearly affecting the people around us.
It is. And if you need this little sheet of emotions, I'll put a link. I think I can put a link in the post. And I'll also put a link for signing up for the 6-session, the 3-month healing package.
It's a good idea.
And you need to put a link for getting into your mastermind group.
Yes. Every Sunday, 9:30, 9:15 Eastern, we are doing our mastermind, and we are really getting in deep to all this stuff that we're talking about here. So here we're kind of going on the surface. We're just telling you, hey, find those emotions.
It's a thing.
In the mastermind, we're actually finding the emotions. We're helping you to identify those emotions. So, and I love it because I find that every week, people come back, and, it's not always the same people saying the same thing, but every week somebody says, you know what, I really noticed something this week. I noticed that this is what I believe. And it started with my family. It started here. I believe this. And now that I'm aware of it, I can change it. And that's the only thing we're trying to do is make you, and there's so much. This is lifelong work. It's not like there's 5 emotions that are stuck and, oh, I'm cured. There's so many relations to everything in our life that, you just want to piece it, take it one day at a time.
And with me, it's like 6-7 years of mastermind in an hour. We just get in there and we pull it out, we show it to you, we clear it out, we change it, and then you're left going, what just happened?
Wait, what?
But you still have to reorganize yourself.
Yeah. So the point in coming weekly is to just be able to continue to work on yourself, because you're not going to remember everything that you talk about with Sally. You're like, wait, she told me so much great stuff. And I learned all these cool things. But we just like to make sure that you keep, and this is why we do this on Sunday, just to keep reminding you, just a little reminder.
And this is why we work together, because we dovetail so beautifully together.
Yes. And I almost forgot to mention is that you cannot even do the mastermind and just do yoga every single day, and your body will release emotions that you did not know was there. I have a student who says, sometimes I just feel stuff at the end of my yoga practice and I don't know what it is. Where is it coming from? Why is it there? No, I don't know. Why is this yoga keep bringing things up for me every day? I've never felt anything before. I don't want to start feeling it now.
Yes, you do.
Just keep coming to yoga and eventually it will feel better. Or you'll just go deeper and you'll just keep pulling out more stuff. But you don't have to do it alone is the point.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing to do it alone. It's for one thing, it defeats the purpose. You need the connection. Number 2, if you do it alone, you get so stuck in your own head lies that it's very helpful to have somebody else be in your mirror going, is that really right?
Yeah, it's true. I did it alone for a long time.
It's hard.
Yeah, my initial start was doing it alone. Nobody told me about this. It just started happening because I was just practicing. Mm-hmm. There are few teachers who will tell you what's happening to you. You go to yoga, you show up every day or whenever you show up, and there's no connection. They don't tell you. They just say, oh, okay, yeah, go do yoga. They don't tell you that this is going to bring stuff out of you that's been there for life, that's lodged into your body parts as emotions. Stuff
for me, and this is how I see it, how it gets lodged in your body parts. Just I want you to know. What happens is you feel some kind of way. And in that moment, there's several reasons. Either you've never felt that way before, you're young, or it's too big and you can't feel it, or it went on for a very long time and you weren't sure how to handle it. Those are three reasons why it gets stuck. And or then the fourth one is not even yours. I love that one. And so I see that in space, i.e. your body. But then you have to transfer into time, because the one thing that yoga does that's different than other people is through breath, you access the time, because breath is transcendent of all time, because breath is life. And when you move through breath, now this is, we're getting deep here, roll up your pants here. But when you move through breath, that means you have, that's how you get access to all that is through the breath. I mean, the first thing humans do when we come to this earth is breathe. And the last thing we do when we leave is breathe.
Sure.
So breath is the access to all that is. And when you are feeling some kind of way and you don't want to feel it, first thing you do is hold your breath.
Yes.
And there you go.
Fight or flight response.
And then it gets stuck in your body.
Mm-hmm.
And then 25 years later, you go, oh man, my hips.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you burst out crying.
Yeah, it's true. Which is why for me, my whole process started, I believe, when I started getting massages and going to massage school. Because it was the same thing, just kept releasing stuff, releasing it. Like, wait, something's happening here.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I hopefully we've given up some good information today, and
we circled around it pretty hard if we didn't.
Yeah, we tried. And did you have anything else that you wanted to add? Anything interesting, Sally?
No, but we are just here. We're doing this, to use a Yiddish term, we're doing this mitzvah, this service, so we can be here to help people see that truth is not that difficult to find, and that it's accessible to all humans. And the first thing you have to do is to change your thoughts. Be aware of them. First thing is to be aware of them. Then the next thing you have to do is change them, or ask yourself, is that what you really believe? Or, like the thought of, I am broken, I'm a piece of crap, I'm sick, I'll never get better. These thoughts, just let them go. And my favorite one is, I was told that. Oh, that means that's not even your thought.
Somebody else implanted that in you. Is that what you're saying? Like
yes.
A device. They gave you that and you're carrying it around with you for life.
What a gift.
Thanks. Thanks, person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite one was that I was told that I would be in a wheelchair by the time I'm 50. I was at the time 23 years old. And remember when I called you the other day and told you I did a 35-minute best time up that mountain and down again? And I am 61.
Definitely not in a wheelchair.
Nope.
And nowhere near it.
Because I did not, I rejected the I was told.
Yeah.
And y'all can too.
You're doing the work to get that stuff out of you.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we do this.
Yeah.
And we thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you.
Like and share. This is for everyone. Bye.
Stay.